Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Our Galactic Family podcast. My name's John Wilkinson, and I channel a group that I call my brothers and sisters from across the stars. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you the first lesson of a class called Sing Your Soul's Song that was shared with me from the group that I've commonly referred to as my brothers and sisters from across the stars. Before I dive into the lesson, I'd like to share a little bit about the story about how this class came into being. Back in 2022, I was going through a very challenging time in my life. And I was just beginning to accept the idea that I was talking to what people call the ETs. At this time in my life, I made it a practice to sit down and write what people might call channeled writing. And I would write down whatever messages came to me. But on one of these evenings where I was doing this, something very strange happened, as the words that were being spoken in the manner they were being spoken in seemed a lot different. And as I finished this message, I thought it was quite beautiful and quite profound, and I got a lot of value out of it. And I asked, "Who am I speaking with?" And they replied, "The Galactic Federation of Light." Now, of course, I thought to myself, I'm probably making it up, or why would they even be talking to me? And to be honest with you, I dismissed the whole experience, but I was still curious and inquisitive enough that I kept investigating what this connection really was. I thought the writing was beautiful. I thought it had a lot of value, and I kept it. And as I was finishing my writing session, they said, "Put this away. You'll know what to do with it when the time comes." So that's all I did, is I put this writing away. I typed it all out. I left it on my computer, and there it sat for several months. I did nothing with it. Little did I know that this would open the door to my work with the group that I call my brothers and sisters from across the stars, and that this work would eventually lead me into channeling even more classes. One of the first groups that I first became aware that I was working with is a group that call themselves the Z's. Now, this group was made up of 3 Z's, and these are the ones that were sharing the information with me about the class called Sing Your Soul's Song. Now, in the beginning, when I first started working with this group, I never saw what they looked like. But I was used to this as I had studied things like evidential mediumship. So I was used to the idea of not seeing what a spirit or being looked like, and just sensed and felt as the information came through, and I just wrote down whatever came. And I saved the information as I was instructed to do, and I waited to see what would happen. I was more curious than anything. I still remember the first time I did see them, as it was quite the empowering experience for me. I remember I was not feeling well one day. And normally I would be working on my channeling with them at a set time, usually around 12 to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And that was the time that I agreed that I would do this work with them. But one day I was not where I was supposed to be. I was not ready to do the channeling. I was having a nap because I wasn't feeling well, and I was trying to sleep it off. And as I was sleeping in that space in between awakeness and sleep, I could hear these voices. They were asking, "Where's John? We're supposed to be doing the channeling right now. Where is it?" And they're trying to figure out where I am. Eventually, they come into my bedroom and see that I'm sleeping. And the three of them are discussing on what to do. We need to speak with them right now. They contemplate and discuss amongst themselves if I'm ready to see what they look like. They're just trying to decide if they can pull me out of my body so that they can speak with me. They seemed concerned that I wouldn't be ready and that I wouldn't be able to handle. But eventually they decided that it was okay. And I felt this pressure right on my shoulder. And I could feel myself being pulled out of my physical vessel. Next thing I knew, I was sitting at my kitchen table. Sitting across from me was one of the Z's. I did not know these were the Z's at this time. And I looked over and I could see two more of these ETs standing in my living room. I thought this was the coolest thing in the world. And I asked, "Who are you? Why are you here? What's going on?" They introduced themselves to me as the Z's. They explained to me that they were the ones who were teaching me the information about the Sing Your Soul's Song class. When they introduced themselves to me as the Z's, I got very excited. And I said, "Well, are you the group that Lee Harris channels?" Because that was a channeler I was familiar with who channeled the Z's. They quickly responded with, "No, we're a different group." We chatted for a couple more minutes and they thanked me for working with them. And I thanked them for sharing the information with me, as I was getting a lot of value out of it. I eventually returned back to my physical body, and I told them I would begin work once I was feeling better. To me, this experience with disease and the channeling of the Sing Your Soul Song class really does mark the beginning of my work with the ETs. It marks the beginning because it's the moment I started to fully understand and accept who I was talking to. You see, for most of my life, I just dismissed the whole idea that ETs were real, as all I could accept what was real was my physical reality and what my perception of what the spirit world was. My work with disease and the other ETs has really opened my eyes to how much I didn't understand. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to be sharing with you the lessons from the Sing Your Soul's Song class that this group shared with me. I do hope that these lessons and the words that are shared help you as much as they've helped me. I'd like to move us now into the first lesson of this class. I want to take a moment to welcome you to the Sing Your Soul's Song channeled class. This class has been created in partnership with my guides, a group that I've come to know and call my brothers and sisters from across the stars. Before we begin the class, I want to take some time today and share with you the intention behind this class, as well as what you can expect moving forward. The intention for this class is to assist you in singing your soul's song. But what does that really mean? Well, singing your soul song means being your true, authentic self. But not just being your true, authentic self. It's about following the path that your soul has planned for you and following the path you agreed to follow before you incarnated here on Earth. Now, to help you do this, we have created a series of short channeled messages with some exercises and some homework to do along the way. The main purpose of this class isn't just to help you be the real you, but it's to help you build a relationship, creating a union between the two aspects of ourselves. What my guides refer to as our human self and our soul self. What some of you may be more comfortable calling your physical self, or your 3D self, or you may be used to calling your soul self your higher mind, or your higher self. And through creating this relationship, this union, it's the intention that you will learn how to talk to this guiding hand that is your soul self. I'd like to start our journey together with a short channeled message called The Ocean of Creation. So take a moment and get yourselves in a comfortable position. And we will share this message with you. And when the channeling is finished, there is no exercise for you to do, but all we want you to do is just to spend some time today and reflect on the words that were shared. So when you're ready, we invite you to gently close your eyes if you would like, and the channeling will begin. Every soul creates ripples in the ocean of creation, and you are all but a small pebble being dropped in this ocean. The ripples that you create just by being dropped in the ocean of the universe creates a ripple effect, influencing the space that you occupy, as well as all of the space around you. Now, just for a moment, imagine millions of pebbles being dropped here in your reality, each influencing each other's energy field just by being here. You see, the truth is, sometimes it doesn't matter how saintly you believe you are, how good you convinced yourself you are. No matter what you do, your presence will have a positive and a negative effect in the reality of time. Every thought, every action creates a ripple in the ocean of creation. You're all here in this moment in time, not to be perfect, to never have a negative thought or feeling. In fact, it's expected. But you are all here in this moment in your reality to experience the vastness of the ocean of the universe, and to experience new ripples, and to find a way to flow with the ocean of creation, while you're all here in your physical body, while you're here in the reality of time. Most people will spend their entire lives sending out ripples of fear and negativity. Your job in this reality is twofold. To first realize you can't control the ripples others create. To try is foolhardy and will only result in frustration and pointless suffering, and will result in you creating ripples that you don't want to create, nor can you control which way the current of your reality flows. All you can do is learn to flow with the current of where the universe wants to take you. The second part is learning to accept who you are at your core. Don't bind yourself to the ripples of others in the ocean of your life. Your existence here isn't about just being positive and sending out good vibes, those positive ripples, if you will. It's about honoring what your soul wants you to express, honoring the ripples it wants you to send out into the reality of time in your physical life. It's easy to get lost and become the things you despise if you only focus on the ripples others create that caused you pain and suffering, that caused other people pain and suffering. And it's easy to want to turn your ripples into a tidal wave and overpower those ripples that hurt and create more pain and suffering in your reality, which only end up creating more fear, more chaos in your physical reality. But the truth is, you cannot destroy the ripples of others. All you will succeed in doing is creating even bigger ripples of fear and pain as others try to become an even bigger tidal wave than you, attempting to overpower you, creating more pain, more suffering. Do you see how this cycle would continue if you insisted on trying to change the ripples others create? Instead, try this. Honor who you are and who they are. Respect each ripple as they are, and let them change when they're ready to. Trying to fix them and overpower them will have the opposite effect you wish. You're not here to show people you are better in some way, that you're more enlightened in some way. And you're not here to make people change or even to save them. You chose to be here in this moment in time to show people that they have a choice, that should they want it, together, you can all create a new reality, reshaping the reality of time by changing the ripples you all create in the ocean of your physical reality. That's how you help people. That's how you make a difference, by being the example and showing them they have a choice. That does conclude today's lesson. I'd like to thank you all for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you all again very soon.